Let's cook.
Yeah, man. Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Calisthenics over Caffeine. You already know what time it is. We got the queen in the building. We have real royalty, folks. So first of all, those of you that may not be from New York City that are viewing this is Miss Naima Hurd. She is a multi-champion when it comes to this calisthenics culture, this calisthenics competitive culture here. Where do we start? Oh man, where we go now? No. This is my homie, yo. I gotta understand it's a whole different level. So this is really my people's here. So it's kind of an interview, and we did it. Matter of fact, you came to the basement one time before when we were just beginning. So I always got to show you love to that because we were just beginning, and it was nothing like we had before. She pulled up dolly. We had a great conversation. So we added again, and I just want to say from that point, let's call it 5 years. Let's call it about 5 years, 5 or 6 years. From that point, much has transpired. We had the pandemic, pushed through that. Competitively, what is your championships? Let's run down the list because we got Q in the building still. And he just reinformed me. I forgot that you are a ring bearer. You won a ring with the CCA.
Yes.
So how many times champion you are with the CCA?
I think on one time.
Competitive Calisthenics Association?
Association champion. What was that? The bodyweight championship last year.
Okay.
In December. I was the champion in that. I was the champion on the beach 2-3 times a year running.
Yeah.
Then
Brooklyn Beach Sports Festival.
Yeah. The pushing weight, that's 2-3 years running.
Accolades.
Lockout League Pro, 2-3 years
This
running.
is your, if I'm not, this will be the third year.
Third year running.
Crazy.
So,
not just competing against women, also men as well.
Yeah.
Because you got to compete who show up.
Yeah,
So,
exactly.
So if certain people don't show up, and that's a testament to you because you pushed through and you still got those wins. How long have you been competing in the sport of calisthenics?
Since the beginning of my journey, since 2019. That was Boss of Life Winter Games.
Okay. New Jeru.
Didn't have any pull-ups in me, and I just stuck with it.
Right.
I didn't do great, but it was the energy of the people at the competition and how supportive they were, and they just were so encouraging. When I left there, I was like, "This is something I want to do. I'm gonna take it seriously." I had to remember who I was, and the only way I was gonna perform at the level that I knew that I was capable of, that I had to lock in, and I had to do the work myself. So very early on in my journey, I made a commitment to myself to be committed to myself, and I wasn't really big on attaching my name to anybody's brand or anyone's team. Or anything that was already existed and already was going.
I love it. Yeah.
And I just knew that there wasn't anyone that looked like me to represent me in a way that women were strong but still feminine and still had self-respect for themselves. So even though, the algorithm, they'll pick and choose, I just had to really stick to my guns. And how to make it known was just
put in the work.
Put in the work.
That's it.
And every year, just outdoing what I did last year. That's why I don't watch too many people, because
you focus on yourself.
I really focus on myself,
No doubt.
and I feel like when you focus on yourself,
That's
it's only up from there.
That's it.
Especially if you have a game plan, you understand the science in it when you train, what you're gonna get out. And when you keep showing up year after year after year after year, what becomes doubts that other people may project onto you, it's just like the work speaks for itself. So.
To your point, do you feel like you're underrated? Or do you feel like, do you get the respect you deserve from the calisthenic community as a whole? Because just to interject my own, opinion, I feel like you're severely underrated. I feel like you're not treated fairly at times for whatever reason. And I think you are due some justice in that realm. Not to lead you into that, but I just want to ask you your own feelings on that. I know you're focused, but just for conversation's sake? What do you think?
To be honest, I look at it, I'm too big for even what they have to offer.
What you mean by that?
So in the sense of what they know to be strong, what they know to work, I'm going at the beat of my own drum. No one is leading me. So the fact that no one is leading me, well, God leads me.
Respect.
Outside of someone who's already made a name for themselves or has a team, it kind of gives people the power within themselves that they can also too lead themselves. And I don't think the world is really ready for people to be individuals. So that's why they push the narrative of being under a concept, an idea of which they lead to know to be their truth, but it may not be the people who follow behind their truth.
I know exactly
So,
what you mean.
you know, people, they get so caught up in like the views and the likes and, oh, let me go run behind this person because this person has made a name for them and they sit underneath that person. When you coming after someone, you kind of get lost in what it is that you're trying to do. And it's only but so far you can go. There's a limit there. There's a ceiling there, right? Because the person that you decide to follow, then it becomes like an ego thing, a loyalty thing, not wanting to surpass your teacher. Even teachers not even letting their students surpass them because they don't have the capability of nurturing, teaching, so as people can grow and evolve, and they really be able to support that. It's not happening that way. You see people are like, they come in, it's like people who, you know, join the industry. You have a talent, right, that got the industry to listen to you out of all these people, and then you kind of give your energy, your power away by limiting yourself and putting like, you know, numbers behind your worth.
Or being under somebody
Right.
or some brand.
But in this world, we are made to be limitless.
Unlimited, baby.
Right.
Yeah.
So, you know, I think when people don't invite me, it's almost like when someone is too good, it's like, well, they don't count.
Right. Do you feel like it could be where they feel like, what's the word? Like they feel pushed away? Because with that mindset, with an individual type of mindset, and I can speak to this because I'm a similar type of person where how I want it to be is just how I want it to be, and it's going to be on my terms. You know what I'm saying? I can't be under somebody. I can't follow behind somebody because the way my mind operates is too much. You know what I mean? I knew that I needed that space to be able to go in different realms. That rubs certain people the wrong way. Are you prepared to admit that that may be, I won't say an issue, but part of it because of that?
I can't speak for anyone. I do know it's a game, right? And people like to play games. So it's if I'm showing the consistency, right? I'm the champ.
Plain as day.
Right? When there's an event in New York City, if I get a DM or an invite,
You pull up
I pull up.
every time.
Every time. And this is years upon years upon years. This has nothing to do with me if I'm not invited to an event over here.
Right. I don't like that though. I know you don't. You
You
fine.
don't understand?
I don't like it because it ain't
And-
right. It's nasty. It's nasty, New York. It's nasty how y'all treating this lady. I'll say it if she won't. And we said we gonna keep it chill. We not gonna just nobody. Everybody deserves grace. Mistakes can be made. Things people can be overlooked. But here in New York City, everybody knows who that chick is. For years. The proof is documented. So for her to not get the respect from certain people in this industry that claim to be, I guess, foundational, you know, feel like that they have the couth and they have the reach to make things happen, make it happen for the people who've been showing up for the culture like Miss Naima or across the board. And for me, that means putting aside your ego, putting aside your feelings. Because even if I felt some type of way about you, I need her.
But I mean, sometimes it's not even the individual, it's the people that they're attached to. Right? So this is why this doesn't always work. Because you're signing up for something, right? Whoever they believe in, then you have to carry the burdens of them for a beef that has nothing to do with you before you even knew what calisthenics was, right? And then it's just like, the snowball effect is just, that's a hamster wheel. That is the hamster wheel. I will be enthused. I would be intrigued, like, wow, why is this woman so phenomenally strong? Instead of trolling me, right? I know you guys see what I'm doing because I'm so consistent in what I'm doing. You can't avoid it. And you cannot avoid it. I'm on every single network. I walk down the street, people are telling me they see me on YouTube, they see me on TikTok. But you mean to tell me the person that's in my own community, you don't see what I'm doing?
And that's the nasty part. What they say, what's the saying, Nigel? A prophet would be ignored in his own home or something like that. Something like that. People from your own crib will hate on you and put up blocks for you for whatever reason. They have their reasons.
Because they see something in you that they yet to see in themselves. And you see it, but then not only that they see it, it's like you accept that this is who you are. And this is what you came to do. Where they're just recycling the same ideas. Everybody's trying to when I came into the game, everybody's trying to outdo the 5100, but no one's trying to create their own 5100. And then they're looking at it like, oh, this is something that considers you to be a legend by checking off some of these boxes. But what are you really doing outside of even the community that you come from? Are you inviting people outside of the community to be looking in on like, this is something you want to be in part of, so this is something you want to invest in? They can't do that because they haven't yet to invest in themselves. They invest in people that they're a part of, their groups, their cliques.
What do you think about cliques in the calisthenics community? Do you think we know it exists. It
Yeah.
does. And that's a part of the game. That's any sport. I don't think that you're a part of a clique. You seem to be more of a lone wolf.
Yeah.
She-wolf.
To be honest, I look at it as like, I don't like gangs. I just think it's kind of corny.
You think they're gangs? Yo, that is funny. I thought of that before. Gang over the pull-ups?
Yeah, it's like a gang. Like, I don't know, like.
Yeah,
not everybody, but there's like some people give that energy, like
the Warriors.
You know, they pull up to the park, they got their minions with them. It's like half the time they don't even rep. Like it all depends who's there. Like they turn it on and off. Like when they really want to be about the life. But then when it comes to critique you, what you need to be doing to be better.
They
haven't done anything new.
Right.
They haven't done anything different. Nothing stands out the pack. I have a whole style.
You got a couple styles.
You understand? So when you see it being duplicated, that's me.
One of the hardest feelings is to be the underrated one that gets duplicated.
Oh.
The one that's on the low, that's fly, the fly person in the cut that's doing their thing, and you people trying to copy off you. I see it. I see it. It is so annoying. The game is the game. And this is not a complaint session, because I know people might be like, oh, listen, this is conversations that y'all having in y'all group text.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But we just having real, because this is Calisthenics Over Caffeine, and we're going to talk about it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They play their games on social media. We're going to have real talk in person.
Facts.
So it's like that, and we see that, and it's like people don't want to say anything because they want to protect their relationships. I feel.
Yeah, but it's crazy. But I always get tossed around. You know, like cause that's where it comes. Also, too, it's like, well, she could deal with it. Cause you see what I'm able to deal with on my own, creating things that people are not even thinking of, mastering myself, time and time again. I'm never not in shape. I'm never not ready.
You ready now?
I'm always ready.
You got 50 push-ups in you? Don't make me go there.
I'll be honest.
If we'll get
I'm
down
gonna
right
be
here.
honest. I was supposed to meet up with George
All right.
yesterday.
That's
That's
Good Money.
Money,
Shout out to
yeah.
Good Money, yo. He's been doing it a long time. Shout out to George from This Good Money. He's another platform
Yes.
that's in New York City that's been holding it down.
Holding it down.
I don't know him well. We've crossed paths briefly, but I always salute another man that's out there doing it, and he's for the culture for real. You know what I'm saying?
No, he really is.
And he has this region that he holds it down. So salute George, my G. Keep doing your thing, my brother.
Yeah, and
You know what
I
I mean?
appreciate George because I actually, because of George's channel, I was able to really lock in with calisthenics.
Okay, nice.
When I decided, like, I'm not gonna go up underneath anyone. When people were telling me I'm crazy if my workouts is longer than an hour. But I was just like, first of all, I'm a swimmer.
We're going to get to that.
Okay?
Hold that down. Yeah.
So my training threshold
It's different.
is way different. I'm 9 days out the week in the water as a child.
Different animal.
So when I was able to, like, it was really like an aha moment. I'm like, because I'm asking somebody, like, oh, can you send me a routine? Can you? And it's like the same thing. I'm like, you're supposed to be growing, like, every other week. Like, this is the same. I know I may be new to this, but I ain't new to training.
right.
You know?
And hard work.
And whatever George put up, whatever Shredder did, I did that, and I just would add certain elements
Your little sauce,
to it.
flavor and all that.
And that's it. And I just kept my head down,
And grind.
kept training.
Continually.
And I didn't win off the back. I think I didn't start winning until, I want to say, my second or third. I would have like little sporadic wins here and there. But
Okay. What is your thoughts about reps? Let's just kind of switch the conversation a little bit to the actual workout because there's discrepancy on the types. It's always been about the quality of reps. You seem to be an athlete that can go in any realm. It doesn't matter. You can adapt. We've spoken with the CCA. We know how strict and the standards that they have. A lot of people are scared to go in that pit, in that fire. Talk to how do you consider? What do you think about your reps? Do you think they're up to par? Perhaps. I'm just saying somebody might not feel like. You know?
I definitely have my money clean always.
So you are willing to go in any competition and put in work. Where's your weighted work like? As far as weighted dips, weighted pull-ups.
I could do all of that.
Okay.
See,
I'm just checking because people want me to hear that.
But that's the thing. Like, people forget. You know, my page got trashed, right? Okay. I've had some sudden death match at Winter Games where I went 3 rounds with Fit Faggy, whatever her name is. Yeah. She beat me by 1 rep. Come to find out, she cheated.
Oh no. Okay.
Doc was her judge, and then posted her jumping off the box to do a pull-up, and it was a 1 rep difference that she ended up winning.
By that rep.
And I've been in a lot of situations like that. But I keep it pushing because for me just showing up and like beating my training self version is what it's about. I don't get so caught up in like the politics because I know some people, that win that they may have gave that girl, that was her last win. That was her last competition. That was the last time she came out. Why you think that is? I did the bar brawl. I lapped her 3 times. It was weighted. It was designed for her. It wasn't designed for me. I don't know who told you I couldn't do weighted reps.
People assume.
No, you should
people
never
have short,
assume.
People have short memories.
I got videos of me doing 80-pound, 90-pound pull-ups right here in Marcus Garvey Park. Like,
no, shout out to her though.
You understand?
Yeah.
Like, but my goal is not that.
Right.
You understand? It's the longevity of it. I'm 40 years young.
I was just about to ask that.
You understand?
I was a little scared, but you said it. So
No. So whatever you think is new to me is nothing new to me.
yo, you double up with some of these ladies out here. These new
Yeah,
ladies
that's what
to
I'm
be
talking
40
about.
and still be going total. That's like
Like,
LeBron
come
out
on,
here. You
stop
LeBron, you
playing.
LeBron
You
out?
still didn't even drop a baby yet.
Ooh.
So
I'ma fall back.
When you drop the baby, then get in shape, then come have a seat. But you didn't, you understand?
It's the difference between a princess and a queen, huh?
Listen, I'm never coming down. Like, I already know what it is. It's real, the proof is really in the pudding. There's really nothing to talk about. It's always forward movement from here.
We got
Because that's the only way it's gonna grow. If I'm growing as a person, because people are engaged, they want more. I got people in my DM asking me out. This guy has to do like a test. He has to swim 20 laps. He's like,
running?
Swimming.
Ah.
He has to get in a certain time frame. He's like, he has like a month and a half to get it.
He wants you to train him?
No, I'm not training him. I'm just giving him tips. Like, you know, but it's just like, how do I become a better swimmer? Like, what can I do? I'm like, take the stroke apart and put it back together.
Hold it there. Your swimming game, because you've spoken about it a few times there. Speak to where did that start again and your efficiency in connecting that with calisthenics, swimming and calisthenics.
Okay, so
Twofold question.
I'm a swimmer. I grew up a swimmer.
A for real swimmer, not just
on
holiday going from one side of the pool. That maneuver, I like to call it, that fake swimming.
I was definitely one of the first black swimmers. I had records in my high school, my county.
Black swimmers where? What do you mean?
I want to say like
in
New York, like in as far as
that time period?
Like on a junior national
Got it.
level.
Okay. Because people gonna ask, they be like, wait a minute. What
No, I'm gonna be honest, when I was swimming, there was whites.
Okay.
It was me.
It is what it is. No doubt.
It was.
The culture is different. The culture is different.
There wasn't much Asian, maybe one Indian.
No doubt.
Now it's a lot more of us.
Which is a good thing.
So we have this thing called dry land. And dry land is calisthenics. Push-ups.
Tell me more.
Pull-ups, dips, burpees, plank holds, mountain climbers, wall sits, medicine balls.
Including with the swimming?
So what they do is they train twice a week out of the water on land, building up their core, their stability, their mobility, their strength, their endurance, their speed. This is what I do. So the DM's like, yo, come join our team. Da-da-da-da-da. And I train these kids in calisthenics. We do Mike Tyson's. They have a rep challenge every month when they do 60 seconds, push, squat, burpees, and sit-ups. The top reps for the male and female will win a belt. So they're making it very interesting.
Nice.
And
Is this upcoming or have you guys been doing this?
We've been doing this since October.
Where?
White Plains.
Got it. Is it a center or?
It's the YWCA.
Got it. Okay.
So it's a swim team with 215 swimmers.
Okay.
And the head coach is black. And it's a very diverse group. But this is the same team I also swam for when I was a kid.
Nice.
So even though these are our team colors.
Nick's colors?
Yeah. So even though
fly.
They changed the
like
colors, they changed the coach or whatever, I didn't like the team. So because that was the team I swam for, that I was too good too soon, too black too soon, and the politics in the swimming, they wanted me, but they wasn't really ready, so I had to go. So I had to like make a decision and like really just put my feelings aside and understand that there are other swimmers like me that I don't need them to have any more stories like me. where you get to a certain level, but you can't even go and enjoy and swim off in the D1 school that you should, like your counterpart. So just connecting the two. So I train my calisthenics the way I train my swimming, the way I even like break down my reps, my supersets. Swimming is a very consistent thing. When I train in calisthenics, it's a consistent thing. Soon as I leave the house, the training doesn't stop until I take my shoes off when I get back in the house. It's training all the way through.
Sound like mama mentality, something wild out there. I love that.
Yeah.
That's different. And that's how you're always ready. And why you've been able to be a winner for so long and be fearless. One thing, you have, in my opinion, some of the most recognizable squats in New York City history, whether it be male or female. Whenever Naima gets to get in her squat game and you locked in, everybody knows it's a deep ass to grass squat.
Yeah.
It's unlike anyone has ever seen, and you also have the most recognizable legs. I mean, you just have it because of the work. Where did that come from?
That actually came from, I had to be real with myself. I knew people were gonna expect me to be a good squatter. So I was like,
Go for it.
I just have to.
That's your thing?
And it's not even like my favorite thing to do. You know, I would say push-ups. I mean, I love pairing up the push-ups and the squats, but squats is something like you have to have patience for. Like you have to really have like a deep knowing. You have to have your core game has to be really immaculate. Your ankle flexibility has to be really good. There's a lot of
Feet and all that stuff?
Yeah, just a lot of increment details that are important to perform in this squat, but it's the foundation. So if you don't have a good squat, you're probably gonna have a trashy pull-up. You're probably gonna have a weak back in your
Somewhere
push-ups.
weaker, yeah.
So, you know, anytime I'm like, feel like I'm falling, you know, I take a couple weeks off or something, I'm like,
Question.
squats.
Somebody like myself who has terrible knees, right? And I don't mean just regular, oh, my knees are sore. I mean tendonitis in one knee, arthritis in both knees. They crackle, snap, and pop when I walk, sit up and sit down. It's bone on bone. There's a lot of Americans out there like that, like myself, a lot of people, period. What would be your suggestion for someone who still wants to do squats but are dealing with these ailments?
So I actually had...
Even though I know you're not a doctor, just...
No, but I had huge knee issues.
Right.
Because I am a swimmer. I swam breaststroke. And I used to do long jump in high school. So I had hyperextended my knee. I used to be walking, my knees to give out. My knees crack. I had bad knees up until like I was 33. Then I started calisthenics.
Ain't that crazy? Ain't that something?
Now you see how I squat, the reps that I put in. I started with this like knee raises on the parallel bar, just raising my knees, getting that strengthened, front leg swings, getting all of that strengthened, respecting my range of motion where it's at, and then improving little by little by little. The thing is, like, in order to get better in something, you have to really respect the process. And we want to always, like...
Go past it.
You know, it's like we get our foot in there, we're like, you know what? I think my knees are fixed. I think they are healed. And then they try to do more. It's just like, nah, just kind of...
Steady
You know,
the course.
respect it,
Okay.
walking around with a weighted vest, getting those ligaments strengthened.
What about walking with like dumbbells and stuff? Not so much?
I'm not a real big fan of weights,
Okay, got it.
unless it's like a weight vest.
A weight vest, okay.
When you're building, and also like even like jogging on turf.
Turf.
Because
Okay.
the shock resistance in your knees, like it's just a softer platform. This way you're doing things, and if you get into the water,
Oh, it's all gravy then.
yeah, the
I
water
love
is
the
always
water,
good.
man. You know what I love about the water? The water in 2 days, if you're in fairly good shape, and I'm talking about somebody who's regularly really doing this, and you got some type of an athletic body, your body will change in 2 days
Yeah.
of just chilling in the water, just moving around a little bit.
Sometimes if I know I have an event, I'll swim before the event and just engage my core the whole time, just so my abs look abby.
Yeah, because the water will do that. Yeah, the water will literally do that. It will tighten your body up.
I'm like, keep that core
Yeah,
tight.
water is official tissue, man. I love
Yeah, I
that.
love it.
Man, we talked about a lot so far. I'm not gonna keep you too much longer, but I do want to ask, because I see you in your grind. Is there an end game for you? Are you just gonna compete until you're 60, 70 years old nonstop? Like, or are you? What's up?
To be honest, I'm not so
Remains
much.
to be seen.
Who?
Remains to be seen. We don't know yet.
Well, right now I'm just more so like focused on my platform.
Okay.
Now that I was able to achieve these like accolades and I feel like I'm comfortable right now.
Okay. Is that a good thing? They say you shouldn't get comfortable.
No, because
You good.
I'm good.
Okay.
I'm good. Right now it's just building my platform to bring more awareness to the sport.
Do you see yourself as an ambassador, like out of the sport? Like say, because I always say this is like a player owner type of thing. Like you can be active, but also do other things outside. Do you ever see yourself putting a suit on, a pantsuit, and traveling somewhere and speaking in front of like people and kids and stuff? I see you doing that.
No, I do see me doing that. I
Alright.
definitely do. I think that's definitely in the works.
In time.
Yeah, because as the ball is rolling, because my whole thing was, I didn't want to be one-sided coming into this, where it's just like, oh yeah, I'm just doing competitions, and I'm not going to do YouTube. I approach them equally, and that's why I called it Journey to You, to who you are, because that's what it was. It was like, I don't really know why God told me to go in the basement in the beginning and just start doing my push-ups and working out, you know? And I don't question it, but then it's just like, all right, I'm doing this. With the competition, it kept me on track. We're doing the YouTube in between the off season, it keeps me on track, right? So then when you look back, you just see a consistency of the last 5 years of me showing up to competitions, so you can't say I can't rep competition reps. Then I go on YouTube and do these big endurance sets that people can't even famish. So, you know, I just feel like my hands is already in it. Now it's more on just going to podcasts, more just bringing more awareness to the sport.
Yeah.
Like I said, I have a girl that I work with who just came back from Worlds in Hungary.
Worlds is?
In swimming championships.
Got it.
So, and she's 16. I train her and her mom once a week in calisthenics, you know, and just being like her mental coach and just really giving her the tea, like, no, I did this. I'm like, I really came to the team for her. Because I'm like, listen.
Mentorship.
This is the next 5 years. Because in the next Olympics, she's going to be swimming in that Olympics for Belize.
Let's go.
So, yes, she's representing Belize, but we all know where she's deriving from.
Right.
So we got to show up and show out. I'm like, listen, when you win, I win. When you win, vice versa, we all win.
Right.
So keep training. When she was out there, what are you doing? Why do you look so strong? Calisthenics. When people are approaching me, they think I'm doing weightlifting or whatever. I'm like, no, it's his body weight.
Calisthenics.
So that's in the sense of being able to network even outside of the community, because we're talking about USA Swimming. Like, this is not
a different realm.
This is not like, you know, the park rec, you know, swim clinic learn the swim program. No, this is USA
Olympics.
Swimming. These kids are getting full rides to swimming school. You know, they're training constantly. They're under a lot of pressure. And I tell them all the time, like, I'm not a has-been. I'm in it.
You're still here.
Yeah, and I get in the water with them once a week, and I let them know, and I swim with them.
I love it.
So they can't even say, like, oh, well, you can't. No, I do it too. And they see that, and they respect it. The next thing I do for George, I'm training for it now. Even when I'm not in training for it, like I came in with a weighted thing, they're looking at me like, I'm like, y'all already know what time it is. If I got this weight vest on, we swimming. We got 3 weeks out. We got big swim meets coming up. Because our first meet of the new year is with my old coach that kicked me off the swim team. We're running circle around his team. I don't care. And it started when they felt like they didn't want to do nothing. I'm like, listen, the rent is still due on the 1st.
Right.
So we still got to put in this work. Because I want you guys, you feel good when you do them good on your times. So we got to keep showing up for ourselves. And they show up for me. And I got a lot of generous gifts.
I love it.
No,
that's fire.
Kids, I didn't even know that I was like coaching. I was like, who's this?
That's love. That's love. Closing up, final thoughts. 2025 is here. We're ending the year strong. I always believe in ending the fourth quarter strong because that bleeds into the next year and you can continue on your journey. Nothing like it. What is in the plans calisthenics-wise for Miss Naima Hurd in 2025? Calisthenics.
You're definitely going to see me doing more outrageous challenges on YouTube. Just pushing my my limits, pushing my body, pushing the mental. You're going to see more of
the
swimming and the calisthenics. I got some routines coming up as well that I'll be displaying. And then I also have some of my kids from my swim team that will be doing my version of my 5-minute challenge in the water to just bring out more awareness of like this. Just because you only see me doing it don't mean that others aren't yet to follow.
Right.
So that's what it's all about, is just coming up with great routines, ways to motivate people, and just showing up for yourself, showing up for myself. And
that's it.
Just doing that and continuously doing that, and
I
get excited always.
That's what it is. I love your spirit. I love the spirit that you had today. You've been smiling the whole time.
Yes.
You seem relaxed. I love it to see you that way because I know things can be tough because on a personal level, you deal with so much. And we know that as a community, we're not going to put your business out, but everybody knows what it is. So we love you for that. Keep fighting. You said something about being confident in yourself earlier, and I forgot exactly what it was. But in closing, I want to say this thing. Even for myself, sometimes I can get in this mode of self-doubt. And people out there, you can doubt yourself, not because you're down on yourself, but because you're trying to accomplish something that, and you're trying to achieve a goal. And one thing that I always say that was taught to me was outwork your self-doubt, no matter what. If you have a space where you feel like mentally you're in a rut and you don't think you can do it, keep putting one foot in front of the other. Do the work anyway. Do the next rep. Push the next rep. Do the extra 5. Do the extra 10. Whatever it is that is your thing, work through that self-doubt. Because once you do that, on the other side of it is glorious purpose.
Yeah.
Miss Naima Hurd,
Yes,
thank you
thank
so
you.
much to be actually me love, mommy.
All right,
Calisthenics
thank
over
you.
caffeine, baby.
Yes,
You already
thank
know what
you.
time it is. Thank y'all for tuning in. We'll
Let's
see y'all at
go.
the next one.